Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory, rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored. What was lost now shall be found. The price of valor ever rising, but victory brings new rewards. Tales of glory, might, and wonder, hard-fought battles, treasures won. Our heroes know their fate awaits them, and so they carry on.
Hello, and welcome to Ages of Ainur. I am your humble stream master, and not keeper of dragons or dungeons, Pixel, and I'm pleased to present to you the, hey, wait a minute, who are these people? Is this the story truly come to life, or is this just the power of artifice tricking my mind into believing the fantastical is real, and the Ages of Ainur stream is leaking into reality? 15th episode of Ages of Ainur presents Baldur's Gate, Descent into Avernus. I really quickly need to move everybody's faces around, because I don't think I have you all in the right slot. Nope, not quite
You
there.
ready to run the game cam?
Bam.
Nope.
Now we're good. All right, sorry that we were all in the wrong spot for that. That's my bad, gang. Anyway, first things first, now that I've fixed our cameras, we're going to get into the game. But before we do, we have our usual housekeeping things. So, you will always remember that I'm not the GM for this, so when you're seeing maps, you have no ability to spoil things because I can't see anything that the GM doesn't let us see. However, if you have played this adventure before, please avoid spoiling things because we will be in the chat with you, interacting, and we don't want to know stuff that our characters ain't supposed to know. Secondly, don't freak out about the rules. We have just switched over to the new 2024 Player's Handbook rules, so please be patient as we try to get used to those. What were the homebrew rules that we're currently sticking with, if any? I know we got rid of crits because those interact with some weird stuff with like sorcerers. What was there something else though?
I think that we more or less had to nix the homebrew stuff
Okay.
after the...
So we are
after the
doing our best to be
change.
fully back to just straight rules. However, they are new to almost all of us, so be patient. Don't freak out about that in chat. And then the last thing I do need to tell people is that inspiration has changed in the new rules. Players can use inspiration to reroll any die now, not just d20s, but also damage, healing, etc. So chat inspiration will follow those same rules. Rather than having two different mechanics for what inspiration means, we're just going to make it all the same. Thirdly, this is an open and welcoming space to the extent that that's possible on the internet. So we do try to keep internet toxicity out of here. So don't be a wang rod, please. And then a reminder, we do release the show on YouTube after each episode during the following week. So if you have to miss part of the episode, you can check it out so you can be up to speed when we go live again. And then, of course, before we get started, we're going to go around and introduce ourselves and characters and remind us if we have chat inspiration. And with that, I'm going to throw it to DocRobert.
Hey everyone, I am Robbie, or DocRobert, and I am the Dungeon Master for this illustrious game. I am the one who's been putting these players through literal hell, not just metaphorical hell. And I play everyone who is not these wonderful people, good, bad, and otherwise. And I'm gonna just throw it right back to Pixel.
Hey gang, I'm Pixel, and I will be playing Phoenix Brightgreen, dwarven barbarian and terrible parent and lackluster friend. You can also find me here on twitch.tv/hammerandpixel. Maybe tonight after this is over, I might be doing a spooky Saturday Dead Space stream, but I might not. We'll see how it all goes. Other than that, you can find me playing a boatload of Final Fantasy XIV.
Bonus Mom!
Yes, I'm Bonus Mom. I know that you can recognize me, a K-Bear who's known me since he was 12 years old, of course. And then people are saying they love my makeup. I don't really think you could even see my ears, but okay. Thank you for saying you like those too. And tonight I am playing Bonnie Mama, and I'm excited to be here. And I'm all over the place. Internet, I own the internet. What can I say? Al Gore has left it to me, even though he's, still with us. So there's that. You don't know who Al Gore is? Google it. He invented the internet.
True. Chat inspiration?
Yes.
Okay. And I also have chat inspiration.
All right. The next McReese.
Hi guys, I am McReese. Tonight I will be playing Raven LaFey, the druid tiefling whose horns are just having a day. I do have chat inspiration, and I can be found in Bonus Mom's comment section, keeping things safe.
All right. Neil, I don't know where our usual player is, but we'll have Neil go ahead and step in for playing himself, I guess.
Yes. Hello, my name is Nora Mark. I am traveling here from the not too distant future. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Nor_Remark. Not usually this green. This isn't a regular look, I'm going to be very honest with you. But tonight I will be playing the magical spoon-wielding Neil Boggs Goblet Wizard. And I do have chat inspiration.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry,
Last
so
but
you do have
certainly
chat
not
inspiration?
least, Kaylee.
Yes.
Hey everybody, I'm Kaylee or Christy, and I can be found. I'm playing Temperance, Air Genasi Sorcerer, and I can be found on TikTok and Twitch at Kaylee1999. On Twitch, I've been trying to get to Dragon Age Inquisition, but the 4th game comes out this week, so honestly, I'll probably be switching to that. And I'm on TikTok also doing cosplay sometimes, so you can check that out. And on Tuesday nights, I play with another D&D group called Reality Break 20. You can find us on Twitch as well. We've been going through virtual tabletops, but I think maybe in a couple of weeks, we'll be starting up some more one-shots or something. We're actually going to be playing again. We just don't know what. And I do have chat inspiration.
Okay. Last time on Dungeons and Dragons. It's nice that we probably need a little bit less of a recap than normal, as it hasn't been over a month since we've played. Last time, our illustrious crew brought back older Ravengard from the High Cemetery, finding his mind was absorbed, at least in the moment, in battle between some sort of deific figure and a demonic figure, as well as Neil cast Identify on the helm he was wearing, known as Torm's Sight. He was able to get a glimpse into that battle. Going back to the High Hall, there, Faria, the local exorcist who very conveniently was one of the few people to survive, was able to help you complete a ritual to end the possession of older Ravengard, and you successfully saved his life. At that point, he gave a little bit of his side of the story about how he was asked to come here by everyone's favorite High Overseer of Elturel, Fabius Krieg, and how he personally led a group down into the vault to use Torm's sight. So I have to at least give him credit. He is a leader who leads from the front, not the back. Now, with that, you started discussing the visions that he was having while all of this happened. And it involved, oddly enough, Lulu, the wonderful little golden elephant that has been floating way too wistfully along with you. You guys are like stuck in battle, and you can hear her in the background going, "Yeah, get him, guys. Give him a whack, whack. Give him the huck to her. You got it. Give it to him." And then, and as as she goes, anyway, and but she, apparently was there in a scene in his vision where a Hell Rider from Elturel plunged this beautiful, incredibly ornate sword into the ground and watched them bubble up around, watched the ground itself bubble up around it, almost as if it was reacting, blistering to this artifact being stabbed there. And then the next scene involved two little goblins picking up Lulu from somewhere, and she zipped around side, pointed out at a figure way off in the distance, and recognized it as a place called Fort Knucklebone, which is where she was dropped off, and more or less where her memory picks back up. She doesn't know how long ago it was, but she does have memory of it. And she thought maybe if you go back there, she might be able to have some more memory of what has been going on with her. With that, you guys just had a long rest in the High Hall of Elturel. But as you wake up and kind of look, you do notice the city seems to have dropped about 15 foot since you woke up. The city is slowly, ever so slowly, descending.
We ended with
into Avernus.
Dreams, right? Like nightmares.
Yes, everyone had a nightmare for the most part, except Neil. Sorry, Neil.
Except for me.
Yeah, Neil slept
since
okay for the moment at least.
Our magic tends to work a little differently in hell. Raven does not wake up as a raven. She is a tarantula.
That tracks.
That's amazing.
Ooh, sorry, I just shuddered.
Yeah.
Cam is not a fan either.
Is there anything that
Temperance
would,
is the one she sleeps closest to. So
is there
Temperance-
anything that would clue us to that, or we just know she's gone?
Well, she would be in her sleeping bag. Make an insight check real quick. Everyone can do that as you wake up and you see this tarantula in her bed.
9.
18 for Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie, you immediately...
Nat 1.
That is so appropriate.
That's
So-
perfect.
in
19
character.
Neil
19
has
for
his
Phoenix.
moon clutched in both hands.
No,
and
no,
is
Neil.
walking up.
No, Neil. No, no, no. It's all right. That's our friend, Raven.
I have to say, uncharacteristically, we have a 19 for Phoenix. I guess Phoenix, from growing up in caves, they're always on the lookout for them fucking spiders.
Fair.
He just like wakes up like
Kinda take a spider into
his
their
spider
own
sense
legs,
is
so-
tingling.
Yeah.
This is new.
Ugh.
New rules.
So.
Can I talk in wild shape?
Yeah, and all of you guys hear Raven's voice coming out of this spidery mouth.
Oh, this is weird. This isn't my comfort animal. With little legs going like this.
Well,
Not a fan.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? None of us have been comfortable for a single damn second since we got to hell, so.
I guess we should
Accurate.
expect anything to happen, but don't fall behind, dear. We mustn't forget her.
I can
How could she fall behind? She's got
well,
8
chick.
legs.
Well, did you see the length of them?
That's the problem. He did.
It'll be all right, dear.
She can, Raven, you can ride with me if you don't want to change back yet, I suppose.
Can change back. She changes back and then kind of does a shiver, like, "Ooh, that's not
You do
normal."
see a couple little flecks of the little fur barbs fall off of different parts of her.
Well, you look much better. I hope you slept well. I don't know how spiders sleep.
I slept. I don't suppose well would be a good word for it.
You know, so many things are happening to all of us, and I don't know if anyone else had anything happen last night, but it's kind of a rugged night's sleep for me. How about everyone else?
Yeah.
I mean, I slept particularly comfortably.
I'm glad someone did, because I certainly did not.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I
That
drink myself to sleep every night, more or less, so it was about the same. Other than the
starting
booze
to
tasted
understand
worse.
why.
Well,
Why did you not sleep well, Bonnie? I mean, we are in hell, and there's probably something to do with it.
but you know, all of this started for me before, Neil. You know, we were living a very ordinary life and back in Baldur's Gate, and now I can do all these things, and I've been trying to figure it out. And last night I was reminded in my dreams again that there's someone or something that thinks I can do something, and they're encouraging me. It's almost as though I've agreed to do something for someone. You know, when I realized that Shay was gone, my son, and I couldn't find him and nobody would help me, I was just so panicked, and I prayed and I screamed and I hollered for help, and I said, why is this happening to me, and what am I to do? And somewhere in there, I just got this calming feeling that there was a plan and I was part of it. And off to Baldur's Gate I went, and things were calm, and I found you, and the life was lovely, and now I can do things. And some of the things, Temperance, I can do some of the same things that you can do. But yet you're what is it? A sorcerer? Sorcerer?
That's what I've been told. I mean, I certainly don't have book learning like Neil does. It just kind of happens.
Well,
sometimes I have control over it, and sometimes I don't.
Well, if there are these things like sorcerers, and what did you say that you were raised to be, Raven?
A druid. My magics come from nature sources.
Well, that's not me. I can't turn into a spider. I wouldn't want to, but I can't. But there's something going on with me. I'm doing something for someone that has a plan for me, and they want me to do things. And in order for me to do those things, they're making me able to do other things. So does that sound like anything that you all would know that we could say is why I'm like this? It can't all be from just being down here, because it was happening when we were back in Baldur's Gate.
I mean, that sounds to me or like. Nope.
Well,
Would
I'll
any of
keep
us
looking.
be aware of other classes, other forms of magic?
Make a Arcana check.
Boy.
I know Phoenix has seen everything in the world.
Ooh.
Does it sound like anything Phoenix has ever heard of?
Phoenix is coming in hot with a 15.
Raven also
That's
has a 15.
That's a 12, but I would like to use my. Am I allowed to use my chat inspiration?
Absolutely. You could use it on any roll.
I just re-roll, right?
Yep.
But you
In
have
this
to
case,
take
yeah.
the second roll. You have to take the new roll.
And I wanted to really quick before, just for folks in chat, clarify, because we've been doing this the opposite way, but I think it's confusing. I think we're going to move to the hit dice mechanic with the way that relates to the graphics on screen. We're flipping it. So now, if they don't have anything, let me see if I can get my hand in the right spot. If they don't have anything in their bottom box, it means no one has yet redeemed the hit dice mechanic and they are eligible for it. I think that's been confusing people for a while. So we'll try the other way. Sorry, carry on.
Keep it at the same. Sounds good. So
I
with
got a 24.
Yeah, so for everyone else, you are certainly aware in general of the different kinds of things, but with a 15, so with their 15s, you wouldn't have pegged Bonnie as a warlock because, in your knowledge and experience, warlocks are almost always infernal or devilish, occasionally demonic. There are some other weird ones or signs of it, but her healing and casting the types of magics that she does would be incredibly odd. However, Neil, you, as she starts to ask this and you start to mull it around, you do remember that there are any number of creatures that can, in fact, grant warlock-esque powers that can be patrons. Now, the relationship between the patron and the warlock is different in every single case, but that is something that could happen here. The way she's describing it is not dissimilar to warlocks.
I mean, I would have suggested originally, I don't really want to say it out loud because obviously it's a bit of a sore subject, really, is that it kind of gave me the thought of maybe you've made some sort of deal with the devil, but I don't quite think that's what this is.
I don't think so either.
No.
Because every direction that they push me is good. And with it, for some reason, there's a language that I'm pretty
you
sure
have
I understand.
Priests that well, clerics, they get their abilities from praying and doing all that hocus pocus stuff. Well, there is another type of thing, generally known as a warlock. Warlocks generally are more of a devilish nature. But I suppose in the same way that priests can just pray to a god and get given hocus pocus magic, I guess all sorts of different people could give warlocks magic too.
Warlock, I don't know very much about that.
Did you
I'm
roll
certainly
for that
no.
Arcana check, Bonnie?
I didn't because I don't think Bonnie knows very much about it, but I will roll in case she's had a lightning thought. Oh no, she has a 2.
No. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm no expert. First off, Neil, hearing our resident wizard talk about hocus pocus magic is interesting, but I do feel like I've run into a warlock or two in my day. There's usually some kind of like deal or agreement. And as Neil said, they're often infernal and they're very contractual if they're devilish. But did you make some kind of agreement with this thing?
Well, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I'm not even 50%. I have no idea. I know that I was feeling so hopeless, and I was younger there. I was 5 years younger, all right, and much more spry. I flung myself to the ground, covered up my eyes, wept and screamed and lamented in my very own living room. You've seen that living room. Well, no, wait, I take it back. That was back. That was here. Yes, you've seen it. That was the living room here. Mm-hmm. And I said, what is there for me? What is there for me? Because my husband had died, my son had become a hell rider and was gone, and no one would help me, and I was stuck in the not knowing, and I was stuck in the emptiness, and I wanted something for me.
And that's when you remember, Bonnie. You remember uttering the words, "Is there anything I can do? I would do anything." Or something along those lines.
And you know, the thing that I can really remember is just saying, is there anything I can do? Is there anything for me to do? And my despair was lightened.
Well, that sounds to me like you might have agreed to, I guess, something.
Well, this is the second well, no, I take it back. This is the third contract I've signed with no real idea. First, I pledged allegiance to El Terrell, and then I agreed to do that, apparently. And then I got sucked into becoming what is it, am I now? A flaming fist? I'm signing contracts all over the place.
Yeah, if we ever get out of here, I think I'm gonna go on a one-man mission to purge Faerun of lawyers.
I
Just
feel like that would be
we'll
a
just
pretty
put them all to the
pretty-
sword.
that would be a big undertaking.
You know, I'm a dwarf. We live a long time. I'm nearing the end anyway. I just maybe I'm being hyperbolic, but
Well, you've given me a lot to think about. Thank you, Neil. And the next time that voice pops in my head, now I have something serious to ask it. So thank you for chatting with me, all of you, and trying to help me
Did-
feel better. And thank you.
Did your family have a particular god or goddess that it was loyal to or
Well,
worshipped to, or
you know, we weren't particularly religious, even though my son became a hell rider, and I think we did. The DM would remember better than me what the name of it was, as she's looking frantically through her.
I mean, you guys worshipped Helm and Torm,
Helm
the gods of
and
Elturel.
It was Helm.
But
Helm.
like you weren't super devout or anything. Just like that's who everyone in Baldur's Gate, or not Baldur's Gate, in Elturel kind of worships.
Helm would have been the
And
closest
Tyr.
thing. Yes, but well, you've given me much to think about.
don't think Helm would be sneaky about it. My father served Helm his entire life.
Mm.
This is why you don't play around with hocus pocus stuff and weird stuff. If you learn
Says the
it,
tiny
and you
goblin
figure
with
it out,
magic.
if no, but here's the difference: is if you figure it out and you learn it and you read the facts and read the figures, then you are just doing your own stuff without somebody else. Well, I don't know. Is it still that way?
I
Are you
would
pointing
think
at the
so.
sky?
I mean,
I know. Oh, because we're in hell? Well, then I think it's even further that way.
Well, yeah, then you don't have somebody interfering up there. Or over there. Or wherever they are.
Well, I must say, Neil, that this feels very much that the connection is from in here. And sometimes it feels very close. So, what are we going to do about Fort Knucklebone and what Lulu has told us and what he has told us? I'm assuming that our friend is somewhere in the room around us.
Yeah, he's
Alder's
around.
Gate, whoever. Yeah.
Yeah. Older Raven Guard, he's around.
yeah, don't we gotta
can I
get
ask a
off
question?
this?
Because I've thought on
rock.
this. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Have I ever heard of Fort Knucklebone? Because obviously I now know that there's goblins connected to it.
No, you never heard of it.
Sorry. Go ahead, Pixel. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, Fenix was just saying, like, yeah, do we have any idea how we're gonna get off this rock?
That's a very good question, and I was wondering that last night too. But I think I might be able to help a little bit, but not quite anybody other than myself.
Lulu just goes, I just thought we'd fly down. You guys fly, right?
Not everyone.
I kind of can, but I don't know that anybody else can.
I can.
You can fly?
I can fly.
That's new.
I don't know how I know that.
Neil is the
I-
most confused right now, and face is just sheerly like,
Are we in a room with a high ceiling?
Mhm.
I think Bonnie's going to attempt to lift herself 6 inches off the floor. Not very far.
Are you casting the spell?
I think she is.
Okay. And you watch as Bonnie starts to just kind of float in the air and then just kind of drift around the room aimlessly.
But not far or whatever. She wouldn't want to be.
Just a little bit, just like that far off the ground. Like you probably wouldn't even notice if you weren't specifically looking for it.
Holy shit.
Well, and now that I think about it, I might be able. I mean, I certainly can't make anybody else fly, but I might be able to at least let you fall gently.
Okay, because I can only fly in one direction at approximately the speed your body would be accelerated by gravity.
Let's see, and I think I can
whatever
slow
feet.
that rate of
With grace.
flying. Yes, I forgot that it does more than just me.
9.8.
I can take
9
Neil.
meters per second.
So I think I might be able to help with that, actually.
what do you mean you could take me? You don't turn into a spider and carry me on your back, because that is
Spiders can't
absolutely
fly, but I can
disgusting.
turn into a giant bird and fly you down. I don't know if I could do
Can you
Phoenix.
Can you still do that? Did they change the requirements? It used to be level 11. You had to be to turn into a flying creature.
Oh shoot!
They might have changed that, though. I feel like I read
that's
that
why
they
I'm
changed
looking. That does feel like something they may have changed. So
Yeah,
to the player's handbook.
Yeah, because
But
whoever
I
gets to
have-
level 11, let's be real.
yeah.
Hopefully you guys. If you don't, it means you died.
Above table, I have feather fall, but I thought that I could only do that on myself, but I can do that.
No,
up
it's
to
a
I
good
get
idea.
a fly
5
speed at
creatures.
level 8.
Oh,
so
sweet.
close.
Okay.
No.
One
So
shot.
you're not quite there yet.
Nope.
But Featherfall should do us, right?
Yeah, I think so. I for some reason thought it was just me, but it's levitate I can just do me on, but
Yeah,
featherfall, I
Featherfall
can do
would work for
multiple
all of you.
people.
Better idea. I have an even better idea. My suggestion is that you all go to Fort Knuckleborn, check out those goblins, and I will just stay here.
But
No.
Neil.
Neil, unfortunately, I think that you would be quite instrumental in doing this particular mission. Not only because of your history, but also because you're the sneakiest of us all. And I feel like we're going to need that.
I'm not particularly sneaky in comparison to other goblins, and they're very quick to just knife in the back.
Well, but these are goblins in hell. They're not up above ground. They may be quite different here.
They
Probably
might be even
worse.
worse.
Mm.
See, even Raven agrees with me.
Well,
The last time I saw a goblin, they tried to kill me.
oh dear.
I mean, we're in hell. I think everything's more or less going to try to kill us. In that regard, I don't think the goblins here are particularly unique.
I'm afraid if we left
and-
you alone, Neil, the town might blame you for something and it might not go well.
That's also true.
The
Look,
thing
if they know me and they know who I am and they know all about my history and everything that happened, then I'm in for some serious trouble.
your history, Neil?
Just a little bit.
But I don't know if we know that. Are goblins indigenous to hell? Is there a population of native Hellion goblins, or did they come here from the Primaterial? Are they the spirits of dead goblins who didn't turn into devils? I guess I'm saying I don't know why they would know. The likelihood that these people in this fort have any knowledge of the prime material plane and specifically your personal histories, it seems like a long shot, but we don't really know anything about them, I guess. So I guess I can't really say that.
I just feel like it's a bad idea for us to split up in any way.
I'd be lost
we should
without you, Neil.
probably we should probably get moving. And I'm gonna kind of like tuck my hat down, like just discreetly like kind of hide my face, and I'm gonna say to Lulu, Lulu, um, when did you meet those goblins?
Oh, about 2.5 years ago. Maybe longer.
DM question. DM
Mhm.
question. I'm trying to word this without like
3 years ish.
yeah. Was yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, he's definitely like tucking his face under his hat and just kind of trudging along.
Well, I can tell you this. This flying thing, well, it really takes a lot out of you, and I can't do it indefinitely. And having done it once, well, I might be able to do it again, but then I'm going to be bushed. I'll just tell you that. This takes quite a lot. I almost feel like if I didn't jump down there right now, I'd be in trouble, but I don't think we're quite ready for that. Are we prepared? One of the things that worries me is what are we going to do for food? We're going to have to eat something. And
About
drink.
that time, Alder Ravengard comes up to you and says, well, there are a few things we've gathered to help you since you are helping the city here. Number
Ooh.
one, I'm not sure if they use this in hell, but we certainly don't need it. And he hands each of you a little baggie of 250 gold.
All right.
I'm not certain if they even use this, but I can't imagine it would hurt either.
Oh my goodness. Well, how generous. Thank you.
And it isn't much because we have to maintain here, but here is some jerky, some other hard breads, hard tack, and some sorts of more portable food, at least for a few days. That's the best we could come up with, unfortunately.
Oh,
I believe you said, and he points to Phoenix, that you have the water situation covered.
Yeah, Phoenix, hefts his alchemy jug, which can produce
A lot of water.
8 gallons of fresh water per day, which should be
Yeah,
enough
a
to maintain 5 people.
Yes, not a problem.
Also, it can do other things. Wine, mayonnaise, if we get real desperate.
I have this turkey sandwich, but there's just something about it that's not right.
Yeah,
That's what we were missing with those turkey sandwiches.
You thought it was hell. It was just missing the
it's
mayonnaise.
just there's no mayonnaise.
mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip.
I
Oh,
also
well, one
appear to
can
have.
Definitely not
everything.
Miracle Whip.
I also appear to have 4 rations already in my pack.
Yeah, most of you have a few rations left. You're not completely without them. You just don't have like a month's worth.
And they're
Usually,
giving us, how many are they? Or how much ration are they giving us?
another 5 each.
Oh, damn.
But that's like 5 days worth.
Yeah.
So 5 days worth if you conserve.
Okay.
Well, I think I can work with that. If you all will let me, I'll try to do a little something, kind of whip up, maybe throw just a little bit of mayonnaise in there, stir it all up, make a nice salad. It'll taste like charcoal, but maybe it'll give us a little boost. I'm willing to try.
He nods
Alright.
and says, well, I must stay here and help protect these people along with these. He points to Zevlor, Faria, and Rhea. we are gathering the best we can. Although you do hear one of the background says, "We don't want the tiefling. It's his kind that got us here in the first place."
Her? Oh, they're talking about Zeblo. Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh. And he's like, "Listen, I've been a Hell Rider as long as..." And then you see something hit him in the face. And a small trickle of blood starts to go down there.
Oh dear.
But Zevlor
Look.
doesn't respond. He just wipes it off and walks away.
Do you know it wasn't the tieflings that got you down here? It was
Previous
Krieg.
Krieg.
He's the reason you're all here. It has nothing to do with tieflings.
Pretty human.
That is
wasn't
what the
us.
tieflings would say, and you look like you could be one of them too. You hang out with a tiefling and a goblin?
So, neither
Yes.
one. I'll have you know that your leader Krieg is the whole reason that everyone's down here in the first place, and it has nothing to do with certainly my friends.
And then you hear
certainly not
a
anybody,
woman
any
chime up.
tiefling.
"There's no way, Thaddeus Krieg wouldn't. You carry water for these devil folk. Leave! If you could save the city, great, but you're lucky we even gave you food." And then she spits on the ground.
Didn't we just save all these people?
They're all afraid.
And you see at this point that as you look over, you notice that the entire crypt has segregated with all of the tieflings over in one corner on their own, and everyone else keeping well away from them.
This doesn't make
bound
any
to
sense.
happen.
What do tieflings have to do with anything? I don't understand why these people are upset at the tieflings.
Pariah kind of says, "I'm sure they'll get over it, but for now, it may be the best that we keep them separate just for now, to stop the animus. So
Maybe educate them.
I will try."
Most of us had nothing to do with the pacts and deals made that led us to be born this way.
I know that better than most, but listen, they're afraid and they're ignorant.
And keeping them separate is only going to make that worse. You know that.
As opposed to the violence that will occur, the fighting and it doesn't matter. I'm sorry. This is our problem for us to deal with. You are doing your part more than it is than we could have ever even asked.
I think we should go.
She nods.
Before we go, is there anyone who looks like they're sort of, let's say, a community leader over on like the tiefling side of things?
That would be Zevlor.
Okay.
Zevlor is the community.
Fenix, on the way out, is going to go over to Zevlor and quietly hand him a potion of fire breath with 2 out of 3 charges and a flask of alchemist fire, and just say like, emergencies only.
He says, "Thank you." You see him tuck it into his shirt. Hopefully it's not necessary.
Yeah, just
But
help you even up the odds if shit goes sideways.
Yes, I'm starting to get worried about this sort of segregation, but right now, unfortunately, it isn't our biggest issue.
Okay, and then Fenix is going to rejoin everybody. I mean, the fire is not that effective against like anything in hell, so, but it would be effective against those idiots.
That's very true.
So,
I only know of one tool that's better, and it's a very large razor. Some may call it the national razor. Anyway, so we, as you guys start to leave, you go back up through the high hall, and at least on the surface, it's rather quiet.
Well, I suppose I can only do it once until we get another rest in. But if you want, I can do the where we fall gently, and then that should get us down to the surface.
We should probably find the best place to go down. We don't want to
Yes.
accidentally jump into the middle of a fight between devils and demons.
Or the river. I feel like that would also be a bad idea.
Yeah, you were told to be very careful with the river Styx, that it could be not good.
Who has the map? Do we ever decide that? I know we
don't
have
know.
one, but I don't remember who.
I
Check it.
think I've got it.
Here, hold on. I'll just
Oh, I
bring it
think
up.
you put it in your bag of holding, right?
Yeah. I believe
Probably.
so.
Oh, we're just
With the
okay.
crown and some scrolls.
Oh boy.
So do we know on this map, on the map that Neil has, where Fort Knucklebone's supposed to be? Because then maybe we could try to figure out which side of the river that we need to be on.
So, yeah, here's the thing. You look at this map and you're like 90% sure it's different than the last time you looked at it.
Oh,
Oh, that's really not helpful.
And you also remember hearing about the cartographer going actually insane writing it. And you remember something about the map being metaphorical.
That's really not helpful either.
Mm.
Metaphorical.
let's see.
How are we
So,
supposed to
Well,
follow a map that changes?
so maybe that means that we need to look at things on the map representatively, like Fort Knucklebone might not look like a fort. It might actually look like a knucklebone on
Well,
the map.
I will say you could see it off in the distance, and it was to
Yeah.
the at least so we're, even though hell doesn't have cardinal directions, we will use them here for simplicity's sake. So it was about north by northeast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Elephant Child over here pointed us in the right direction.
North by northwest.
Yeah.
So can we get to a place on El Terrell that will make it so that we can not be on the correct side of the river?
Yeah, it's just the north
Okay.
side of the city. Easy enough. Yeah.
Okay.
And how far is it down there now as we're looking?
Oh, it's pretty far. You're still multiple hundreds of feet above the ground.
Well,
But once again, every once in a while you'll feel a lurch as you can see the chains that are in multiple places of the city retracting a little bit.
so Featherfall lasts a minute, and it makes your descent 60 feet per round.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that would be
That's
600 feet. You're not more than
it's-
600 feet up.
Okay, cool.
No.
I mean,
No, you're
you
good.
said hundreds, and that's hundreds.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is hundreds, but no. I was talking more
Okay.
like 300.
All
So-
right.
I feel like Bonnie's feet are on the ground now. It's been more than 10 minutes with all the conversation and the whatever. So Bonnie has one more shot. She could probably take the spider, right? If she could take the tiefling, if the tiefling were something else. But what about holding on to Neil?
The good news is Featherfall will work for all of you, so you don't
Yeah, I
have
was
to worry
gonna
about
say I can do
Yeah.
5 people. I thought it was just
Okay.
me, but I can do 5 people, and I can do it
Okay.
once a day. So,
All right. So I'll keep
for
my
free.
other little burst of whatever it is I can do for some other emergency then.
We might need it.
Mm-hmm.
And now remind me, DM, do I still get things back after the short rest? But the short rest
Yep,
is the actual
absolutely.
30-minute or hour long. It's hour long.
Hour
now.
long,
Yeah.
unless your sorcerer casts the one that gives you a short rest in 10 minutes.
I
The
don't know.
spell that
Prayer.
basically,
No.
yeah,
What is it?
prayer of healing
Prayer
or
of
something
healing?
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the spell that made the 15-minute short rest not work because
Yeah,
it literally
Because
undermined
it takes
the whole
10
spell.
minutes to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. Okay. So shall we walk to the other side of the city so at least we're closer to where we're going?
The city is oddly quiet. Unlike when you got here, where there were some people here and some other maybe devils, demons, and other stuff, at this point, there's not much of that remaining. It seems like the city has been picked through pretty well. And you guys get to the edge of the city. And you get all the way to the very edge. You look over. And you see what looks to be a horde of ants.
A what?
And another horde of ants.
Oh God, you did say horde of ants. Okay. Ooh.
And you see as one line crashes into the other, one in neat, clean, regimented line standing still, and this other nasty horde of undulating hitting another. Everyone make a perception or insight check.
Perception. No.
I would also allow a religion check.
That's a 15 from Phoenix.
Bonnie is going to use her heroic inspiration.
Okay.
That's a 10 for Raven.
I got an 8.
So did Bonnie.
I think I'm going
I
to
got
use
an
my
8.
chat inspiration.
Okay, go for it.
Let me just. All right. Roll again. A 9. That was helpful. Just
So,
mark that's a 0.
Best we got here is Phoenix.
Yeah.
You recognize a battle formation when you see one.
Yeah.
And at least the previous group is in a very clearly regimented battle formation.
Right. I mean, I think he has enough knowledge of what we're looking at to understand that we're looking at the Blood War.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can pick that up.
So Phoenix just kind of points out the regimented lines. That's clearly the devils with their hierarchy and everything. And then that chaotic mess of horrors. That's definitely demons.
Well,
And with that knowledge, you see that there must be thousands, if not tens of thousands on each side.
we should try to
We're
avoid
talking
that.
like Battle of Pelennor Fields level.
But are these the ants?
They
like-
only look like ants because
From where you
we're
are.
up in the air. If we get down into that, they're
Where-
people
where-
sized or
We're
bigger.
seeing
300
it
feet up.
down there. Okay. I got it. It's the what, dear? The blood.
The
Wars?
Blood Wars. The demons and the devils fight an eternal war. The demons spill out of the abyss up into this plane of hell, and the devils hold them back.
Well, let's try to avoid that. Shall we?
Is that where we're going to land? Is right in the middle of that?
I mean, I don't think there's much choice. It's
Well, you're not in the middle of it. You are a little bit off to the side, but you're definitely closer than you are comfortable with.
Shall we walk a bit in one direction or the other to try to avoid that?
Is feather falling just straight down? There's no.
It's fall, yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, we can
I
all
mean,
kind
you
of
could-
jump, but that's not going to really change our trajectory all that much.
If you had a
Okay.
glider or something that you could alter your trajectory, that's absolutely a thing you could do, but you would just be falling at the rate that you are in a direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say the best I could do
Yeah.
is like some gusts, but I don't know that that's gonna help a lot because that does
Right.
kind of shove people around. But again, it's not gonna change the direction like a lot.
And I wouldn't trust the dice. We'd end up hitting something.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I remember, because I cast Identify on it specifically, any of the abilities that were capable within Helm of Tom's sight?
Nothing like that. It is more or less all divination and completely dependent on Helm to do that. And by the way, they did ask you to keep it in the city. They did not want that going out.
Oh, right. Okay, so I can take that out of my
Yeah.
thing. Okay. Do-do.
And for what it's worth, you didn't think it would be all that useful anyway, especially if there's still like the demons wandering around. So, or if it's attracting demons, that's probably not great.
So what did you do with it?
Would have given it back to Faria.
To Faria. Okay.
yeah, I don't know that there's a real better way to do this. I think we just gotta, full send it, as they say.
Alrighty, let's cannonball.
Yeah, well,
Can I have before we do anything? I'm gonna pull the map out again and look at the map while I'm looking out across from here. I want to see. Can I see anything that obviously it's metaphorical? Is there anything that I can see that maybe can I clue anything together? I mean, I like Bonnie said, is it like like I know we've seen where Fort Knucklebone is,
Make
but
an insight
Knucklebone
check.
looks, yeah.
While you're looking at the map, Temperance is
Jesus.
just gonna like touch her. Nice job. Temperance is just gonna touch her chest, and like a gust of wind will rush over her. She's gonna cast Mage Armor on herself.
Nice.
And Bunny is frantically taking a piece of yarn off of her hempen yarn thing, the yarn project she has, and is actually tying it around her knees a little bit so her skirt will stay down.
Neil, you look, it's right there. Obviously, that's it. That's Fort Knucklebone. What are you talking about? Like, this is obvious.
The map just, yeah.
It's gonna get us lost in hell.
Yeah, you just point at it and go, yeah, right there.
Does that look different than what Lulu pointed out to us earlier to the rest of us?
I mean, he's pointing in kind of the same general direction-ish.
Is Lulu with us, or did she?
Oh no,
stay
she's very
behind?
much with you.
Okay,
Oh
good.
no, I'm here. By the way, I can fly, so you don't have to cast the thing on me.
That was
I
the
remembered
question.
that. So because I
thought
assumed
you
the
could.
rest
I
of us
didn't
could.
realize that wasn't
Well,
normal. I thought everyone did that.
I mean, I kind of can, but it's not all the time and not very well.
Weird.
Wait a second.
Humanoids are weird.
Yeah.
Lulu, you've been here before.
Yeah.
Can you
I don't
guide us
remember
to where
much,
we need to
though.
go?
She kind of smiles, but I don't remember much. She gives a really dopey smile.
All right. Well, shall we? I
Yep.
suppose. All right. So I'm gonna cast Featherfall on everyone and then jump off the edge.
Let's all try to
You-
stay together, but not too close.
As
As
you
Raven
guys
cannonballs.
feel, yeah.
Yeah,
You guys all
Fenix just
jump
kind of
one
like
by one.
falls back.
Neil's holding onto his hat like a little.
Bonnie's just
imagine-
trying to hold her dress together.
Yeah, I imagine Phoenix doing that, but then turning around and falling backwards off the edge.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, absolutely. Yes, he's falling back. Just
To
So actually, probably what
place
Temperance will do is kind of wait till
where
everybody jumps and then jump herself and then cast it.
Yeah. And a second later, as she casts it, you smell the smoke as this smoky haze blows up underneath you and slows it. You fall for a shockingly long time. In real life, it's probably only about 30 seconds or so. But it feels like forever as you watch yourself going down and the ant-like figures get bigger and bigger and bigger. And you watch as this massive creature that looks kind of like a minotaur, but standing at about 20 foot tall, is charging into the line of demons. About 15 of them get gored and smashed in one direction until a devil standing at 10 foot tall with these massive hurling wings and an enormous standard smacks it in the face with it, and it crumples down into a pile of other demons, and they get swarmed by hundreds of imps that just start biting it, and the battle is raging all over. You are watching as constantly demons are getting killed and turning into this black sludge every time they do. But when a devil dies, their body stays right where it is, just the way it was. And it seems like there's maybe 12, 15 demon deaths for every one devil death. But the numbers, the amount of demons goes back as far as you can see. They're outnumbered 20 to 1, 100 to 1, even more. And you guys, being a safe enough distance away, start to scuttle as fast as you can. You run as long as your breath can hold. And then you walk as long as your feet hold out. And you kind of collapse in the middle of the salt flats. By the way, The terrain, salt flats is the best way to describe it. If you're, I know especially some of you who are a little more Utah familiar may know the Utah salt flats out in that way. That is what the terrain of Avernus is like.
Well, sure.
Is there a UK equivalent?
There is very much not. So
It's like hard,
think of a desert,
crusty
but instead of
desert.
sand, it's like rocky, hard,
just
cracked ground.
Yeah, crusty ground.
Yeah. As far as the eye can see in every direction. Mostly flat and scorching hot. If any of you don't wear shoes or didn't wear shoes, it would burn the soles of your feet, like the beach on the hottest day of the summer.
I think
And
Bonnie. Oh, excuse me.
Go on.
I was just going to say, I think Bonnie brings up on the rear on this whole thing because to begin with, she had to get that rope off around her legs. And then she's also old. So she's running as much as she can, but falls behind and struggles to keep up.
As we go, a cool thing I can do with prestidigitation, I can chill up to 1 cubic foot of non-living matter for an hour. So I just
Oh, nice.
chill everybody's shoes a bit so we don't scorch
Yeah.
our feet.
Makes
I
a
have
big,
hooves.
big difference. So the hooves are very helpful, as you're probably more comfortable than most.
Don't
As
wear
you kind
shoes,
of,
I have hooves.
yeah, as you guys kind of collapse into a makeshift camp with some sun blinds and some other stuff. All of you kind of see it as Bonnie is making some food. This enormous dust cloud. It starts so small, but gets bigger very quickly. And then you hear it. A sound like none of you have ever heard before. It sounds like a lion's roar, but much louder. And it's constant. You also hear what sounds like battle, a mechanical clinking, a clunking, an explosion. And then you see these, what must be some sort of carriage, self-propelled, going in a line, 8, 9 of them racing across the salt flats. And then you see the entire line turn towards you.
Oh.
Is there
That
any
ain't
place
good.
nearby to hide?
Oh, no. There's nowhere to hide. It's completely open.
Okay, I think that Bonnie, who was probably unattractively with Phoenix's help, if he would so do it, was trying to put some mayonnaise on jerky and toss it to everybody for lunch. Could that count as
sure.
the thing? Do I still have the thing that gives us the feast?
Yes, you do have the cook chef feat.
Yeah, frantically trying to get
Okay.
saying, eat it, just eat it.
And
Don't
what
ask
does that give
questions."
us?
Yeah, how many temporary hit points? Is it 3 now?
I'm looking. I'm checking
think
it
it's
right now.
Proficiency bonus, so it should be 3 now.
Well, it's 3 temporary hit points I didn't have before, so.
Yep.
I'm sure no one is upset about it.
Well, I'm sure that Bonnie also has to force you all to eat it. I know it's here. I just can't find it.
It's under features,
Features
and
and
traits.
traits.
I know.
Raven takes the time to add her hot sauce.
Okay. So, the hot sauce, it's hot, but there is no flavor to it. It's just spice.
Oh,
That just pisses her off.
that's just the
It's
worst
the
part.
good hot sauce.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I can do that. I can't do it.
You can
Takes
cook
like an hour to
sorry.
prepare it.
It takes an
Yeah,
hour to
it's,
prepare. I have to
You've
do
had
it
an
in the
hour to do
morning.
that.
You
Yeah,
can
you've
cook
had an hour.
free-
Oh, before the
Yeah.
dust cloud people come.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say you guys had time for a short rest if you needed it. So Bonnie, I think the only thing I would do is Bonnie could get her one spell
No, wait
back.
a minute. Hold. Let me
So,
see. Okay, there's 2 different things. Bolstering treats. I can do 3 special treats. The replenishing meal. I can do food for 4.
this is
plus
the
3
bolstering
creatures.
treat, is what this
Okay. Okay. 3
So-
special treats.
would be. Okay,
Okay.
so,
But I can only do it for one person, or I can do it for everybody in the.
well, it's 3 people. It says 3 treats, so you can give it to any 3 people you like.
Okay, I think I was just knowing how much, that's just, I'm throwing one to the guys. What can I say? Forgive me. And the tiefling. So I'm going to throw it to Neil and
people
Phoenix
who get
and
hit
the
the
tiefling.
most, also known.
And we can use a bonus
fine.
action to gain 3 temporary hit points.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, anyway, as these start to come up, how are you guys reacting to this cavalcade, this convoy of vehicles rushing towards you?
Yeah, I mean,
Get the rope,
Phoenix
get the
is
rope, get the rope, get the rope, get the rope. Get the rope.
Phoenix's shield out, sword up, like.
Well,
Just-
Bonnie was working on the food thing and trying desperately to get it going. And then
Yeah, I think that Temperance is just like her hands start to like crackle with lightning as she prepares something.
I like Raven's idea as Neil literally whips the rope out in front of him. And I'm going to cast Rope Trick to at least have something.
Ready? Are you going in it, or are you just having it there?
I don't think I'm gonna rush to go into it.
Okay.
But it's there, ready.
Over the next minute, you see it get closer and closer and closer. And the roar is so loud it hurts your ears. The roar of what you in real life would recognize as cars, as machinery, is loud as a NASCAR / Formula One race. Or, since I'm in Indiana, an IndyCar race. Going, and you notice as it starts to turn and they start to circle. And it's a very tight circle. And then they start to slow down and then they park. The dust cloud is enveloping all of you.
I'll cast Gust to clear it out
Get
of
the
the
gust out of the way. Yeah, you guys start to.
I'm gonna
get the,
do this. I'm gonna follow suit
Yeah.
and do exactly the same.
I think
absolute.
in her absolute panic, Bonnie, I think because she knows Neil the best, is going to reach out toward Neil in absolute panic. And Neil, I think you turn invisible.
Yeah, you watch just as it stops being there. You see her holding on to him, like her hand is still very clearly gripped around something, but Neil is not there anymore. And
Would
you
I
guys
be aware
walk,
that I've just got invisible?
Not until you look down and don't see your feet.
And Bonnie is shocked to discover she's just done that. She's holding on to him, but she looks as she's completely shocked.
Yeah. And then you watch as the roars die down. And you see dozens of creatures start to get out.
Neil, Bonnie whispers, I don't know how I did it, but you're invisible.
And you watch as they reach into the back of this nasty machine. It's gnarly. It's probably, some of them are up to 20 foot long with these nasty looking chompers on the front. Some of them have other what is obviously some sort of weaponry. And you watch as they pull out of the back of it a Tarpolian. And they start setting up a series of tents.
But
They're
just
parked in a large circle.
But is the circle around us or just nearby?
No, you're outside of it. And
Okay.
There is a gap right in the front of the circle that is facing towards you. But you are not in the middle of the circle. No.
Okay. Sorry, I had a misconception about how about how that was
I
going.
thought the same thing. So
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Okay.
And you watch as these creatures, some humans, some tieflings, you even see some Duergar, and definitely some devils and other just the most weird assortment of creatures you've ever seen start to pull and start setting up camps. And then you see, walking towards you, a man. He's rather tall, darker skin, rather attractive, all things considered. All right, where is it? And then you see him. My friends, it is so good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. I am Mahadi, the owner of this wonderful Grand Bazaar of Mahadi's Wandering Emporium. We saw that you may need some things, so we decided to set up shop.
What the hell?
Yes, this is hell. Yes, that is true. We see that you are new to hell, so I come here to along with all of the wonderful shops that I have. Please, we would love for you to come in and take a look at our wonderful wares.
I had a moment of going, what is Hondo doing here?
I will not
The same
pretend that
thought.
I will not pretend that I did not pick my I picked this very intentionally.
That's amazing.
There's shopping in hell?
Only the best.
Do you have food?
Do we have food? We have the greatest restaurant in all of the 9 hells, Infernal Rapture.
Does the food taste like all the other food we've had here in hell?
Of course not. I would never serve the ashen slop that is served on the plates. This is delicacies.
Oh. Well,
Okay, what kind of currency does your bazaar trade in?
The normal, of course. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, we ain't exactly. We're new in town.
We use soul coins like everyone else.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What are soul coins?
I don't have any soul coins, but I've got 3 buttons and a piece of fluff. Does that count for
Surface
anything?
dwellers. Oh, my boy. The material planes. It's terrible. We have someone who can convert it for a nominal fee.
I've also just realized I've just said that and I'm still invisible.
He doesn't seem to notice.
Well, I guess hang on. He just wants to confer with everybody. Are we going in here? Is this like a good idea?
I don't know, but it'd be nice to get something that doesn't taste like charcoal.
This is the scariest shop I think I've ever seen, and I've been to some.
Yeah.
It would probably be best to gear up from things in hell instead of trying to rely on our mortal material plane.
Maybe someone there would know where we're supposed to go.
Oh.
We could ask questions. We can't ask questions of those people fighting.
Oh,
Are these the? I want to say vehicle. Did they use the word vehicle? That Lulu was telling us about the horseless carriages.
Yeah, these are like that. They look just like this.
Can just anyone buy them? Like you go down to the delivery station and you buy a carriage. Is there a
Who are you asking
soulless
about this?
carriage dealership? Lulu.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Turn to Mahadi.
Mahadi, yes.
Mahadi. Nice ride. Where'd you get it?
Oh, yes. We, like most other people, get our infernal war machines from the greatest builder in all of hell, Mad Maggie.
Mad Maggie.
Where does Mad Maggie's shop?
Oh, well,
exist?
she's over at Fort Knucklebone.
Oh, could you point us in that direction?
Oh, you guys don't know how directions work in hell?
No,
I barely know
really?
how directions work on Earth.
we're new in town.
Well, here's the thing. When you are traveling in hell, you travel by force of willpower. Now, you still have to move, but it is a, let us say, trial of your own desire to get to the place you are going.
Oh gosh, it's gonna take us forever then.
And sometimes it doesn't go so well. Until you know where you're going, and then you just kind of end up where it is. So good luck on that one. But if you just think, I want to go to Fort Knucklebone, and you start walking in any direction, you'll get there. If the 5 of you start walking in different directions, but you all go to the same place, good chance you'll end up there eventually.
What happens if we set out with the intention of, I want to go to Fort Knucklebone, I want to go to Fort Knucklebone. Ooh, shiny.
Well, I don't recommend that.
Okay.
So not good traveling for ADHD people. Got it.
Oh, we're screwed.
Anyway, did you wish to come in my wonderful wandering emporium?
Yeah, I think we should
Yes.
stick together, but we might as well, right?
Yes. Oh, just before that, we just need you to, before you come in, sign the contract. That's it. Just
Oh,
a
no,
few.
no,
No. It's not one of those. I swear, it's not one of those. I promise it is not one of those. The only deal, and you can read over it however you like, use whatever magics you like. I'll even give you this, and he has a sea invisibility potion to start for invisible ink. That's a classic trick, let me tell you, but not when Mahadi pulls on you. Then
Okay.
this simply says, as he pulls out the piece of paper, that you will come in, you will pay all bills, and you will not steal anything. As long as you... Oh, and you will not start fights. As long as you do not start fights.
He says not start fights, and I directly look at Phoenix.
And then, as long as you do not start fights, you do not steal, and you pay your bills, there is no consequence, nor is there any cost aside from what you decide to purchase. Window shopping is free, of course.
I certainly would not start a fight.
No, of course not. I know. Listen, I know
but-
you would. It's just, listen. In
we-
hell, there are people who will rabble arouse, so we must protect ourselves.
How
Friends.
do we handle if someone starts a fight with us?
Oh, but then that's their problem. You can defend yourself.
So we can finish a fight.
Of course, yes. But it won't be necessary, because if they start the fight, it will be taken care of before it is your problem.
Okay, I think
you.
we should. I think we should all insight check this guy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yep.
Yeah, feel free.
Absolute vibe check here.
Ladies don't start fights, but we can finish them.
Okay, I'm gonna
13
burn my
for
heroic
mine.
inspiration.
I love you, Aristocats.
6. I need to change my dice.
I'm gonna give that a
Jesus, I'm gonna burn my chat inspiration. Oh my god. Okay, well, that just is what it is.
Honestly, y'all think he's being pretty chill. You don't. I mean, it seems like it wouldn't do him any good to do any otherwise. So
Brutal. My inspiration betrayed me.
Will you inspire the rest of us, Phoenix?
So,
Does-
please, here, come on, take a look. Please read. Please, once again, no pressure. Take your time to read, and then when you're ready, you simply
I think
sign.
I'll take that.
of course,
that
yes.
potion.
Yes, absolutely. And he hands you the potion of sea invisibility.
I want to like open it up and sniff it to make sure it. Not that I would know what it
Arcana
smells like,
check?
but Sure.
Does Bonnie see any
finally.
signs of whether or not he recognizes that Neil is standing there invisible?
Insight check.
I had a 21 on my Arcana.
Yeah, no, it's a potion of sea
Nice.
invisibility. It's exactly as he said.
All right.
Okay, that's a 16.
You are not sure. He is the absolute most stone-faced businessman slash gambler you have ever seen, and you cannot read a damn thing from him.
I'm gonna take the potion right away.
Okay. Yes. You do see the contract is written in Infernal.
I can read it.
Perfect. All right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have chat inspiration back. Thank you, chat.
So I'm gonna read it and make sure there's no invisible ink or invisible
So-
anything else other than a near. Now I can see Neil.
Yeah, and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you can see Neil. And there is not. It is the simplest contract you've ever seen. And it says, I, and then it has a blank for your name, hereby swear, in Mahadi's Wandering Bazaar, I will make no fights, I will cast no damaging spells, or spells against anyone other than myself without their express permission, and will promise to pay all debts, obligations, bargains, or otherwise, or duties. If any of these terms are broken, I forfeit my soul forever and eternally to the Lord Asmodeus.
I'm going to read it out loud to everybody, particularly the bit about casting spells.
Was there something in there about duties?
Well, like, like a tax
Taxes.
is sometimes called a duty, so...
Well, by signing this contract, are we agreeing to do duties for Mahadi?
No, we're agreeing to pay its taxes.
Well, hang on. I think Bunny's got a point here. I think we ought to really clarify, gang.
Yes, and by the way, he heard you read it and says, yes, all of that is correct. And there, once again, notice there is absolutely no obligation if you do not steal, cast ill magics upon others without their permission, or fight.
Just a point of clarification. Duties here referring to taxes and fees and the such?
Taxes, fees, yes, that is it.
Not
Or
physical requirements by us to
the
do
duties,
any
unless that is part of the bargain you strike. Would not be entailed innately upon this
Oh, so
one.
if we make a deal with someone hypothetically to do
Correct,
a load
yes.
of dishes for a meal, then as long as
And
we
you
do
don't
the
do
load
the
of
dishes, then you stay here for eternity. Yes, correct.
Oh, all right.
I would recommend doing the dishes.
So, are there any other mechanisms whereby people typically incur debts, obligations, or duties here other than explicit agreement?
No, this is hell. You don't you make your choices independently here. We do not force you to do anything
when was
ever.
the last time that someone forfeited their soul at your bazaar?
Oh man, it's been a while. Last week,
Don't know that I would
I got drunk
classify
and
that
got in
as
a
a
fight.
while.
very bad. Not recommended. But I got a new servant now, so that's nice.
I think at that
Does a
comment,
great job in the kitchen.
Temperance would also look at Phoenix.
And how many of the people or the creatures that enter your bazaar walk out freely?
99 point, and he says 9 for like 30 seconds until someone cuts him off. He's like, all right, almost everyone. Only idiots. But I'm also very busy, so the law of large numbers.
Well, I think that it might be worth seeing if we can get some provisions, and if there's anything, as I can't remember who said that something from hell might be more helpful than some of the things we brought to the surface. I think it's worth the
here,
risk.
you know what? You're all feeling a bit apprehensive, so for you, he'll wave his hand and you'll see a new line come into the contract. It says, signing this also begets 1 free meal at Infernal Rapture at no cost other than following the above-mentioned terms. And you look over it and nothing else has changed. I'll let you take a 20 on this.
Okay.
Listen, Iron, you guys drive a hard bargain, but
I put my hand
I
up.
would love some new customers.
I put my hand up, assumably. I don't know whether he sees it. Mr. D,
And as
I
by
have a question.
hearing your name, yes.
You suggested the opportunity to trade funds.
Of course, yes. For a very fair nominal fee.
That's all good and well. However, as part of my studies and the way that I work, I need to be able to spend certain types of currencies to be able to transfer magics from one source
Oh, you're
to
one of the
another
wizarding
source.
types. Yes, we have lots of wizard
yes.
ink, spells, papers, all of the things you could want. Oh, were you looking for special spells? We have them all the way up to 9th level.
Well, I was more thinking about the fact of if I were to transfer stuff to soul coins, that wouldn't allow me to transfer the spells anymore.
Oh, sure it would. You just buy the materials. That's just like the cost it costs for that. It could be gold coins. It could be sheep. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you see, Neil, a commodity is a thing which in itself has value. But the value is intangible.
We have this new really good deal. You buy stock in future souls.
Time travel is not a thing to mess with.
That's the best thing. You always travel forward.
Well, I think a hot meal and the opportunity to get some provisions is worth it.
Agreed.
All right, please, please. Anyone, just go ahead and sign on the dotted line. And as he waves his hand across it, there appears a line for each of you with your name written neatly underneath. And again, it doesn't count until you sign it. Just to remember, you must sign your true name. There is just one name that you all don't recognize, or excuse me, your names are not on there yet. They wouldn't be there. But you have to sign your true name, or it does not count.
Your name.
I think Bonnie has finally let go of Neil since he's been asking questions, and she just kind of shakes her hand, and I think
that only
he
lasts. How
becomes
long does that
visible
last,
again.
by the way?
So you're visible again,
Oh, okay.
Neil.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to react, but you don't know if that's because he didn't notice, or didn't care, or it's hard to tell, or because he heard him before. Again, impossible to read.
Temperance will sign her name.
Okay. Yeah, and as you do, so as you start to write your name, it appears in print directly underneath it. Full name in print, and as soon as you do that, it kind of highlights as it seemed to have been accepted.
Okay. Well,
And then
I
at that
forget-
point, he gestures
I
for you to
forget
walk
if
in.
we've established if Phoenix is literate or not. Does anyone
Yeah, no,
remember?
he's literate. Yeah, he's literate.
I feel like you signed his name before.
I almost feel like
Yeah,
we
he
made
signed
a
his
joke
name to
about it
join the Flaming
before.
Fist.
Yeah, well,
You may have been so drunk that you weren't literate.
yeah,
but
that's true. I was vaguely remembering that we had signed maybe that the joke had come up before, and I couldn't remember what we decided. But
yeah, there's
You
no
know.
way you can't read at all. So
all right,
Hell, let her know if my soul is my own, and she'll sign her full name.
all right.
Same.
Raven
Bonnie.
Eugene LaFey.
Yes, Neil.
You're welcome to go in. I'm just going to wait here while you're going and do your shopping and whatnot, and I'm just gonna stay here.
Oh, Neil.
What, my friend? You don't want to come in and get a nice meal? You look hungry.
Oh, Neil.
I've got some rations. It should be fine.
Oh, no, you don't. Not like mine. And didn't you want those nice wizard spells? And the inks for your wonderful little book?
Well, Neil, I'm not going to sign if you don't sign. It's up to you.
I feel like it's a little unfair of Mr. D to be using shiny things to distract an intelligent goblin like myself.
Who here said anything about fair?
We are in hell, you know.
Yes, you made a deal. You're happy with it. I'm happy with it. What more do you want? It's one that doesn't cost your soul, or really anything unless you do bad things. Go on, go on. I assume that Raven and Temperance have already walked in at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just the Phoenix and Bonnie and Neil.
If you're not going to go in unless I go in, then I guess I don't really have much of a choice, Bonnie.
I
And,
can't leave you alone, Neil.
Neil, like, rather grumple it, like, he looks well and truly miffed off, walks up, and signs his name, and walks off.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean to. do
And
that.
what do you sign? You could just say
I,
the one
he
that I
signs
know.
his name. His name.
Excellent. Sounds good. Okay. Who's next?
Phoenix?
yeah,
I have to sign now because Neil did.
yeah.
I'm very nervous about this, but you know, it's hell.
Yeah.
Realistically, we aren't going to get out of here, are we? So it kind of doesn't really matter. So I guess
You
I'm
know,
just going to
I will say this. You are in a somewhat unique position to the rest of us, which is that you already are slated to be stuck here for eternity unless we pull off a really big lift. So for you particular, this risk is a little less gnarly than for the rest of us, you know?
I do know that, and it was so painful of you to pointed out. But yes.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're like, why worry about like spilled milk? Like the milk's not done spilled, they done killed the cow.
That's what's really been keeping me awake, is knowing that no matter what happens, I'm doomed. I'm not a person who has ever approached life that way, Phoenix.
Oh.
Guys, not to interrupt,
first
but
time.
are you going in? It looks like your
Yes,
friends are waiting
damn
for
it,
you.
outside.
Thank you.
And she writes down
And
Boniface.
as you look, though, you don't see Neil's name. You see, Temperance, just written Temperance, one word. Then you say Raven, Eugene, and I forget Raven's, LaFey.
LaFey.
And then you see Slime Face.
Slam face or
No,
slim
Slime.
Face?
Slime.
Oh, slime.
Slime Face.
She looks back at the guy.
Is it written in Goblin or Common?
I'm not sure what it was written in. One or the other.
I think it would have probably been written in Common, given that it's the assumed signing.
Goblin might not have a written form.
I don't think Goblin would have a written form, to be fair.
Well, Boniface Montmartre.
Yeah.
She signs and goes
It accepts
after
it.
Neil.
And yeah, Phoenix signs as well.
All right. And as you all go in, that's where we're going to take our break. Back in 10
Okay.
minutes.
Alrighty, gang. We'll be back in a few minutes. It is currently 7:39. So we will be back at approximately
5:39.
Yes,
5:39.
I can read letters and numbers too. It is 5:39. It is, listen, whatever. It's 5:39. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Peace. We'll be back.
Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness, left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored. What was lost now shall be found. The price of valor ever rising, but victory brings new rewards. Tales of glory, might, and wonder, hard-fought battles, treasures won. Our heroes know their fate awaits them, and so they carry on. tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored. What was lost now shall be found. The price of valor ever rising, where victory brings new rewards. Tales of glory, might, and wonder, hard-fought battles, treasures won. Our heroes know their fate awaits them, and so they carry on. Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Alrighty. So, first of all, this illustrious crew has walked into this bazaar, and you guys notice something that you haven't noticed in a long time. And that is a good smell. As the bazaar, you may move yourselves in, smells like herbs and spices and every sort of wonderful, exotic, crazy smell, but still good. Mahadi says, anyway, Infernal Rapture is that direction if you would like. Until then, feel free to browse.
Where do we
anything
change?
you're looking for, I'm happy to put you in the correct direction.
I think maybe the first thing we ought to do is exchange our currency.
Ah, yes.
That seems like
not a problem. Not a
a
problem.
real priority.
I'm not there. I have
What?
no token.
Oh.
Well, you
I've
got.
decided to allow you to play today.
I don't see. Where are any of us? What am I missing?
Way at
Very
the
top.
Oh, there. Oh, okay. Oh, those things are huge, huh?
Uh-huh.
It's very Mad Max.
Yeah, it really is.
That would be Mad Maggie.
Yeah.
Mad Maggie.
I was
I'm
thinking
sure
more
that was an
Oregon
accident.
Trail.
Oregon Trail.
You died of dysentery.
Circle the wagons. It keeps being weird with some of you people. All right. Pixel, you should have access again.
I should have
I don't know
access
why
to
it keeps
what?
doing that. Your token.
Ah.
It wasn't doing.
Whee. Oh, also, not right now, but when you think of it, if you ever get a second, could you send me a copy of that so I can update the overlays?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So. Oh, yes. You said you to the exchange? Yes. You can do that over from here to Avernus. It's that direction. And he points you to a one of the stalls in the back.
Okay. As I walk, I think really hard about needing to get to the stall in the back.
Okay. Yeah.
Just in case.
From here to Avernus.
Uh-huh. Okay. So, as you walk up, you see this thing that is sitting there behind a behind a little wall, or excuse me, a little table. And this thing, excuse me, this thing is ugly beyond any imagination. Hold on just a second as I pull up the picture for you. There we go. Wait, hold on. What's... Oh, music is being weird. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. Here we go. Man, I was having some real Roll20 issues there for a second. But no longer. Yes. This is the creature. And
Oh.
you immediately recognize him from the descriptions before as an Amanzu.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
We needed one of those.
We did need one of
You
those.
see as a imp comes up and he hands the imp something, it grabs something, it flies away and keeps doing all of that stuff.
And this is at the place to change money?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will. I'm just gonna stay outright at this moment in time. Over anything, Neil is literally just trudging behind Phoenix. Point blank, just trudging behind, paying zero attention.
I think that Bonnie is scurrying along. She's trying to make eye contact with Neil. Is Neil giving her
No.
anything at all?
Nope. Nada.
She won't press it, but she follows along behind.
Pardon me, boss.
What is it that I can do for you?
I believe Mahadi said you can,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
exchange our mortal currency for
Oh,
more useful
currency.
things.
Yes, we can take your pittances. Yes, that is true. We have to have some way to give all of the mortals the gold they so desire.
Right. Well, what's the going rate?
1 soul coin is about, 100 gold.
Ouch.
Wow. Oh.
Okay. And what does one soul coin get you around here?
Well, I could notarize something for you. Or I could have a package delivered anywhere in the material, or anywhere in Avernus, most of the layers of hell, or the material plane. For up to 50 pounds, only 2 soul coins.
Gotcha. Well, I've got 250 mortal coins here. He sort of like plops the sack on the counter.
He takes it and slides you these 2 coins.
Can I have the 50 gold back? Said it was 100
You
per
see him
coin.
roll his eye as he starts putting them one by one back, and then does give it to you.
Okay.
I thought someone else might be adding it up or whatever.
Well,
don't know.
I mean, they might. You know, I just didn't want you to keep it.
Again, rolls his eyes. All right, who's next?
If we want to buy food, do we need a soul coin to do that?
None of the places here, at least as far as I know, accept mortal currencies.
How much food can you get for 1 soul coin?
Oh, a fair bit.
Could we feed 6?
I'd go ask Zanath over there.
Did he point a direction?
Yes, he did.
Then
And in that direction, you see an old wizened hobgoblin that has a bunch of like weird things in cages.
All right.
Out of character, did we need one of these things for the contract?
That they were mentioned as somebody that would potentially know about infernal contracts.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, we might be able to like pay this guy to look over the contract and see if there's a loophole.
Okay.
I think is what my understanding of his usefulness would be.
Correct.
If we had an infernal contract that we would like you to take a look at, how much would that cost us to maybe see if there's wiggle room in it?
Ah, yes. You want to know how to get out of the contract. I can do that for you. 1 soul coin.
All right. So she'll slide over 300 gold.
He slides back 2 soul coins and the
And-
contract.
I think I have the rubbing of the contract, so I'll slide that over.
You pull it out, and he goes, "Ha! Oh, it is this one. Very famous. Of course, I've never read it myself. Interesting to see. The news of
Famous?
the day, I assume."
The news of the we were hoping that you would be able to find a way out of it, or at least a way to exploit it in our benefit.
Yes, definitely. I will excuse me, pardon me, that was unprofessional. You paid me a soul coin. I will go ahead and read it for you. As he reads it, he puts it in front of his face. Ipso facto, proviso. Yes, yes. And he rolls it up and he slides it back to you.
And
Good luck.
Good luck. I paid you.
There
to tell
are
us the
3.
loophole.
Looks like there are a grand total of 3 ways to release the souls from their bonds. 1, the contract provider must, of their own free will, agree to relinquish them, and by that would be Zariel. So you can just walk over and convince her, and then she'll let you go, right? And he starts laughing again.
Okay. Well, what else?
Oh, you could also kill her.
Okay, that's 2.
And 3.
Oh. I don't quite understand this. It says something about the procurement of a sword.
What does
It seems like
say?
a powerful thing that Zardiel really wants for some reason. It's almost mentioned offhand, as if it's so unlikely that it probably wouldn't happen, but she decided to slip it in anyway.
So when it says the procurement of a sword, does it mean the delivery of a sword to Zariel, or the procurement of a sword on behalf of another party would allow them
no,
to simply
to
end the
Zariel.
okay, that's all right. I thought so. I just, again, want to clarify here.
Well,
Do we know the name of the sword, or is it or
yes. Is there any more
It-
description
description
of
of
the sword?
It just says the sword of Zariel's desire. Or the sword Zariel desires. It does not give any more specific information.
I will cast message at Phoenix and say, didn't Lulu tell us about a fancy sword?
The thing fails. Spell fails.
She kind of taps, hello? Hello? Ah, crap.
And you hear Mahadi go, remember, he has to give you permission.
yeah? I think Phoenix just gives her a thumbs up. I guess if he realizes something was attempting to be cast on him.
Then I'll try again.
It works.
And I guess he gives a thumbs up to everyone in the group. That's
Yeah.
like indicating you can cast
Yeah,
spells on me
same,
while
I
we're in
guess.
here. And then
Are
in
you trying to
response,
say that hell is filled with meaningless bureaucracy?
yeah.
Sounds great.
But yeah, Phoenix says, yeah, the knight that was like Zariel's lieutenant smashed a sword into the ground, and then it went all wacky, and there was white stuff and corruption and stuff. I don't know.
We probably need to get that back.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can tell us about this contract that might be useful?
No, not particularly. It's very funny.
Funny? What makes it funny?
Funny haha or funny peculiar?
Oh, no, funny, haha. It's funny that they got someone to sign this, even by, like, hell deals. This is really terrible.
Well, the man who
So
signed
glad
it
we-
wasn't exactly a genius.
I
So
could have
glad we
told you
killed
that, and
him.
I've never met him.
It's too bad that killing him didn't nullify the contract.
1 second.
This, and he looks down. Fabius Krieg, it looks like?
That's the one.
Brilliant, wonderful.
Well, he's very dead, so
Well, by the look of it, he's probably around here somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I certainly did take great pleasure in sapping the life out of the man. Oh, not much of a man.
Unlife at this point.
O'Neill, you could kill him again if we find him.
Not in the bazaar.
No, that's true. Well, thank you. That's actually been very helpful.
Of course. Did you need any of your other funds exchanged? Then you can exchange at your leisure, by the way. You don't have to get permission.
Yeah, she's just gonna hold her hand out to return the coffee contract.
He slides it to you.
And she'll tuck it away and step back, I guess, and we'll see how much 2 soul coins gets us in this bazaar.
I'm gonna like kind of step up to him. Assumably you trade in not just currency but additional items.
And he kind of leans over the table and looks down at you. Yes, goblin friend. What is it I can do for you?
Well, I just so happen to have one of the most recent additions to the Candlekeep Library. It's very rare, and the Candlekeep Library didn't have it. Now, they do now, obviously, but, again, it's the latest edition.
All right, let me see it, I guess. Although if Candlekeep had it, I guess you wouldn't have it?
Oh, no. I have a second copy.
He looks at you, just puts his hand out.
It's probably the only other copy, right, Neil?
Yes, definitely the only other copy. As I reach into my bag of holding and pull out one of the flyers.
He looks at it. Interesting.
Very rare.
Roll a deception check. At advantage, because you're being helped by Temperance.
I believe.
It's a 12.
Cool. Goes. Candlekeep may be foolish enough to think this is important, but I don't.
Oh. Fair.
I'd like to have 2 soul coins, please. And Bonnie will give him 200
Same.
gold.
Okay.
And-
yeah. So, yeah, for sure.
And then Bonnie is going to attempt to hand Neil one of them.
Yeah, so let me see.
I think Bonnie's attempt to hand something to him, I think he's still kind of like focusing out everybody. Like, I don't think he's specifically like ignoring Bonnie, but he's more just like not wanting to interact with anybody.
Well, she's afraid to tap him. Okay, so she
Yeah.
won't do
Neil,
anything.
what is your con modifier?
My con modifier is +2.
Okay. And Bonnie, what's your con modifier?
My what?
Constitution
modifier.
Constitution +2.
Okay. And Phoenix, yours is what, like +3, +4?
Nope, it's only +2.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Temperance?
I just have advantage against like poison stuff from being a dwarf.
Yeah.
+2 for con.
Okay. And Raven.
+2.
Okay, good to know. Everyone's a +2. Cool.
Okay, so obviously this isn't worth anything to you. I'll certainly keep a hold of it because it might be to somebody else.
Of course, I wouldn't expect you to not.
However, I do feel that maybe 100 gold is a little on the steep side. It just doesn't seem like that seems... I know we're in hell, but it doesn't seem particularly fair.
It isn't fair.
But I was just wondering, if possible, that given a magic user like yourself understands a magic user like me, I have a requirement, and he kind of like calls forth the bun. He's now got truthfully, Neil has a hell of a lot of spell scrolls currently that he needs to try and like get into his spellbook. He pulls it up and he says, I have a rather large amount of spell scrolls that I need to translate and transfer. and I'm wondering
Well?
whether you could cut a scholar a deal.
Of course I can cut the scholar a deal. Yes. You see, he gets out a piece, you see as he pulls out a scroll, and he waves his hand over it, and you see the text go down there. There you go. Sign on the line, and it's yours.
What does this entail?
It's right there, read it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading.
gang.
It is a contract that offers to you immediate and free entrance of any spell scroll you find into your spell book.
For
A period of 5 years service in the Bloodborne.
there it is.
I just look at
or
Bonnie
the
and
cost
say,
or the cost of 150 soul coins. Whichever you
Cost
procure
150,
first.
right. I look at Bonnie and just say, I mean, 5 years. But,
No, Neil.
I mean, 5 years
Throw in
in
a
the
witch
flaming.
spell.
Neil,
That might have an extra proviso, but
Neil, we did
throw in
this.
the witch spell
We did
regardless.
this one time. I watched you do this one time, and we're in hell now. And I know maybe you think it can't get any
Yeah.
worse, but I feel like it could get worse.
I think 5 years in the Flaming Fist is one thing. 5 years in the Blood War. Ugh. That doesn't sound very fun. I'm unfortunately.
Oh no,
going to
it would not be
decline.
fun. I can guarantee.
I'm going to decline, but thank you. I appreciate the offer.
He waves his hand and the whole thing burns in front of you. All right, whatever. You asked for a deal. I gave you a deal.
Is it still 100 each? And
Yeah.
and do you know what the likelihood of what's the going currency in terms of the going rate in terms of spell components for me?
Prices are
Is that
1 to
kind of-
1. 100 gold equals 1 soul coin, etc.
Oh right, okay.
So, but obviously everything rounds up. So if it's 102, it's 2 soul coins.
2 soul coins.
Oof.
You might be able to
Capitalism, gang.
convince people. Are you trying to say that these guys are evil? Of course they're capitalist.
And goes that 2000% tariff.
Yeah. So, also, this is, I don't want to interrupt the whole discussion going on, but Phoenix has an extra 50 coins that obviously aren't going to do him any good. I don't know if anyone else has, like, any that didn't translate into a whole extra soul coin that, like, we could pool as a
So I'm
group.
at 273. So I'm like 20. Oh my god, why is it kind of 27 off?
Okay.
Well,
An extra.
A thing that I don't think Bonnie
I mean, I can
in her
throw 27
grasp
anyway, sure.
is, is this like it? If we don't get soul coins, there's no other way to spend money in hell.
As far as you're aware.
Yeah, and also, I will say...
Specifically, definitely here, we know that for definite.
Yeah, I also don't know how much like this bazaar seems like maybe one of the only places we'll find to be able to just freely trade anything for anything. I think most of the rest of the place we're going to be fighting stuff that has, maybe we could try to bribe people for things, but like other than that, this is probably one of the only like marketplaces we're going to see while we're here. I feel like I could be wrong, but
We might see it in other places, though.
Could we have a little
It is called the Wandering Bazaar.
Could we have a discussion for a moment, just amongst ourselves? Bonnie would ask, and if everybody would gather around her, she would say, I don't exactly understand how this all works. I got the 2 soul coins. I wanted one for you, Neil, and she'll again attempt to hand it to you. In addition, I have more money than that. I have 387 more gold pieces. If you think I should trade them, if you think there are things we need, I don't understand how it works.
I've got a little bit more too. I could probably get another one if we thought we needed it, but I figured to get a couple and then see how much things cost here and come back if we need to.
It would be lovely to have some genuine food. Plus, if there would be enough that I could work with in the subsequent mornings, I can actually boost our fighting power.
I do think like one thing here is in terms of the mortal coin that we have access to, it doesn't do us any good here, and it doesn't do us any good back in the mortal plane if we can't get there.
That's
Right.
true.
So it's like I don't know what we're saving it for. Like if there's any way to spend it that gets us more resources here to keep ourselves alive and untrapped in hell,
I mean,
my
I'm certainly
recommendation is
happy
go
to
for it,
accept more
right?
gold.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm certainly happy to accept an additional 27 gold if somebody was able to spare it, because that would take me up to, well, thank you, Bonnie. That would take me up to 4 soul coins, which translate to a fair amount of new spells.
Raven will take her little coin
Wait, hold on,
pouch
did
out of
you
her
take-
cleavage and start counting
Neil,
out
did you take the
27
third
coins.
one? Did you take the third one from Bonnie?
I took one off Bonnie. I took the,
I get-
the one
yeah,
off
so
When
that
you
Bonnie
take
gave me.
that third one, you immediately feel yourself weighed down.
No,
You are
no,
now
wait.
heavily encumbered. Your speed is
Bonnie
Sorry.
didn't have 3.
No. So I've only got the one that Bonnie's given me
okay.
currently,
Yes.
and I've now got
And the 2 others,
um.
you have 3.
I was
total.
actually gonna buy 3 more.
Okay. Well, however many it is, when the third one hits your hand, you become heavily encumbered.
Oh, this doesn't feel right.
So we can only have 2?
Well, no, I think you could have more, but it makes you encumbered, I guess.
I might.
You can have up to your con modifier until it makes you encumbered.
Mm.
Unless you're evil, and then you can
So-
use it like normal.
Then we probably should spend them, like, we shouldn't leave here with more than 2
Right.
a piece, right? But I mean, I think it's like being heavily encumbered while walking to that store over there is probably fine, right?
Yeah, probably. He does say, you might be able to put it in his bag, but do be careful.
Oh, the bag of holding?
He nods.
Why be careful?
Out of
It's
curiosity,
a soul. You do know there's a soul in there, right?
that's what I was going to ask.
Oh yeah, it's a soul coin. Someone's soul is in there.
This
Oh
feels
my God.
really dirty.
And if you pick the coin and hold it up to your ear, you can hear in the distance the sound of a scream.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but we are in hell. Like, what did you think they were going to trade in, you know?
Not
He's like,
surprised.
well, you know
really.
what they say. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism.
No ethical consumption under capitalism, am I right? He like holds his hand out for a 5.
He does not reciprocate.
All right.
I think that Bonnie is stumbling away towards the person that might be able to tell her about food. This is horrifying to her.
As
no.
Bonnie's walking away, I would just say, Bonnie, don't forget, we do have a free meal as part of the contract that we all signed.
All right.
Also, I don't know if we caught this, but Neil, you have inspiration
Oh,
Hey.
thank you.
from chat.
Thank you. Oh,
I think temperance will change over another 100 just because Fennec said it was a good idea.
Once
Bonnie
the
ha-
third one hits your hand, heavily encumbered.
That's fine. I'll just walk really slowly. It'll be all right.
And you would
Okay.
not be able to
I'm-
carry a fourth. If you carry the fourth one, you would be immobilized.
Okay.
oh, right. Okay, so I actually now technically do have 4 on me, so I am immobilized.
So you'd have to hand it to someone else
Um,
who would then become heavily encumbered. Unless you put it in the bag of holding. And then you're fine. No encumbrance.
I
at all.
don't really want to put it in the bag of holding just in case something goes wrong with that.
Your call.
Is anybody able to hold this additional one for me?
Well, you'd have to stop me. Bonnie could. Bonnie only has
mean-
1, but she started to walk away.
Bonnie, hold
I mean,
on,
if-
hold up.
I-
Neil's stuck.
What's wrong? Oh dear, Neil, are you all right?
Yes, it's just that these things are extremely heavy, and I can only carry a few of them. Would you be able to carry another one?
Yes, I'll take mine back. All right. Oh, this is dreadful. So Bonnie will take the one back. Bonnie now has two. And what it is that she's trying to accomplish is, yes, we have the hardtack and the stuff like that. She is just wanting to know if there's any place in this bazaar that she could, for maybe a gold coin, buy a kit that she could make a 2 or 3 meal, do the thing, Doc.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you walk over to this guy, and you see this hobgoblin man who has this really nasty little slimy looking thing in a cage. He's like kind of poking at it. Yes. Oh, how can I help you?
Oh, well, we're going to be traveling, and
Yes, we are traveling.
Yes, and nice to meet you. Cute little
What you need?
foodstuffs. Something I could maybe make 12 meals out of, or some amount of meals, or some snacks. Just something for the road. I'm not very well prepared, and I wanted.
Oh, are you looking for better food than the things that you normally eat here? The stuff that doesn't taste quite as bad?
Yes, I
know what you need. You would like some chicken, would you not?
Chicken would be good.
Oh, of course, yes. Let me get you the chicken. And then you see him go back into his back into there, and you see him pull out this cage, and you hear not the bark of a chicken, but the hisses and screech as you see 4 or 5 of these creatures that are all fighting over a nasty sliver of meat. All right.
Chicken.
You say you want the chickens? Yes, these are the abyssal chickens.
That's terrifying.
Bonnie's by herself as well.
I'm thinking better of it.
They taste delicious.
I'm sure they do.
Pre-butcher?
We could butcher one for you, maybe. I can give you a lemure, but they don't taste really as good.
Oh.
Nor do the larva.
I don't really feel like cooking on this trip. Thank you, but I think I will decline. That's enough, Raven. I'll just rejoin my group, and it's been lovely meeting you and your friends.
Too good for the abyssal chicken. It's a delicacy. Do you know how hard it is to get it from the demons?
You got any abyssal hot sauce?
You have no idea. Do we have hot sauce? And you see he reaches into his thing and he pulls out this bottle. It looks like an eyedropper. No more than 1 drop. Not at least if you want to keep that tongue.
I flip him a soul coin.
He's like, all right. Here's the bottle, and you see him reach in. He gets bit, bastard! And he smacks it, and does it, and then so he smacks it 3 times against the table until it dies, and then he hands it to you upside down. And the abyssal chicken.
Thank you. I'll walk away.
Bonnie has scurried back to Phoenix and Neil. Neil, I think I have another soul coin you can use for whatever it was you wanted. We don't want any food from here. We don't.
I don't
find
care
what it smells like.
Butcher and flay the chicken.
Yeah, it's not that hard, and oddly enough, okay. There are some recognizable cuts. Its breast is somewhere above the head area, but it looks like you could fillet it into a breast. Its legs are just straight up normal drums. All of the meat, however, is jet black.
Okay.
Weird.
But no check, you're a druid. If you don't know how to skin a chicken, then what are you doing?
Right.
Phoenix?
So she
Sorry,
divvies
go
up
ahead.
the chicken, and Druid crafts some banana leaves to kind of wrap it up in, and
Yep, you got it.
Phoenix does actually reach into his backpack and pull out the Hellfire Icklewa,
Uh-huh.
and just sort of like shows it to the money changer guy, and it's like, "There's not any chance you'll give me anything for this, is there?"
Well, I don't deal with weaponry, but if you go over to Firesnake Forge, they may take it.
Okay. He sort of stuffs it back in the bag.
I'm going to be heavily encumberedly trudging over to I think I would obviously clarify where I can buy spell inks, etc. And then head in that direction.
Oh, that would be, you were talking to him. The from here to Avernus is the guy with the spell stuff.
Oh, is that this?
Yeah, he's
oh,
the one with the spell stuff.
Right. Well, let's have a look. So I've got my 3 soul coins plus the one from Bonnie. Let's have a look. That would get me. I know. I like calculate. He spends some time trying to calculate the map. And if I'm right in thinking, Doc, you're gonna have to possibly help me math on this because my brain doesn't do very well with math. Each level of spell is 2 hours and costs 50 gold. So if we're looking at
Is that with the new rules?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
2 hours and 50 gold pieces. That would get me per 100 is 2, so that's 2,
Yeah.
4.
2 first levels.
So we're there. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah.
8 levels of
Gotcha.
spell scrolls. Yep. And
Yeah, essentially.
yeah, he can give you 8 levels of paper for that
inks.
money. Yep.
Yeah.
And he has a nice big pile. It's kind of weird. The paper is much grainier and darker than you're used to, but pretty in its own way. And the ink is reddish black.
And does it work in exactly the same way as the material plane fine inks work?
This is something that works exactly the same.
Well, that's good. Thank you.
Of course.
I come back and grab another soul coin.
Yep, changes it. Temperance, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
I'll turn around.
You see this little woman, human, with darker skin, comes to you and says, "Oh, my dear sweet, please, there was something about you. Would you like a haircut for free, to style, or manicure or pedicure? No cost, no contract, nothing.
Why?
You look like you need it."
Do I really look that awful?
You chuckle. Only exhausted.
Well, that's accurate. Nobody
Tell your
gives
friends,
anything.
they can come with you. You don't have to be on your own.
Nobody gives anything away for free here. Why?
Most people don't. I'm not like the others, I promise. I'm nice.
Can
I'm
I
quite sweet.
Can I insight check?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh God, 6.
We are rolling so bad today, gang.
So
Change your
bad.
dice.
I already did that once. I'm gonna do it again.
She does seem really sweet.
Temperance will look around for Raven.
You see her finishing up and then looking at this bottle just with these really big eyes.
Raven, Raven.
What?
This lady wants to give us free spa services. Interested? Haircut.
Why?
That's what I said. She just said that I looked tired and that she was nice.
Is she culty?
I mean, maybe.
She doesn't have any cult paraphernalia that you can see.
Okay.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it, but you know, I didn't even know that that was a thing until relatively recently.
Sure. I could use some work on my hooves.
Oh, of course. Now, hers is free. Yours, you'll have to pay, unfortunately.
Oh, well,
I do good work, and it is a little expensive, but I do charge 1 gold piece for the service.
oh, a gold piece.
I love that so much.
It's so nice.
Oh my
I love
God.
it.
Hello, Weasley.
Oh, Weasley.
He's interested.
I think I
Sorry,
can
I have to charge so much, but it's expensive down here in hell.
Yes, I would agree based on our experiences, but I think we can afford that. Shall we, Raven?
Yep.
Okay. So, as you go into her little stall that's covered and quite pleasant, much cooler than everywhere else. I can't say that it's cool, but you know, instead of like 112, it's like 85. So, much better. And as you kind of sit down, she asks what you want, and she makes just some pleasant conversation, telling you about her life back in Kalasham and all of the times, and the time she gave a haircut to an Aaron, yes, and how it really made her uncomfortable, and all kinds of stuff.
So how did you end up here?
Oh, you know, I like to travel, and I just found my way here.
That's very vague.
You just found your way into one of the levels of hell.
It wasn't easy.
Why
Yeah.
hell?
I've never been.
Accidentally or on purpose?
Oh, no. I came here on purpose. I like to visit the plains. I've been to several of them. You ever been to Sigil?
You've
The
been to
city is
Sigil?
the center of the multiverse. It's so beautiful.
What's and Temperance is going to look at Raven. What's the Sigil?
Does she
I
know?
don't think either of you would know what it was.
Oh. Wow. This is the first plane other than the material one I've been on.
Oh, really? You haven't been plane or traveling? Well, then you have to go to Sigil. It's so easy to get to all the other planes from Sigil.
That's a thing?
How do you do that?
But that's kind of the trick. There's all kinds of ways. You just need a portal. As long as the Lady of Pain isn't against you, then you should be fine.
Who's the Lady of Pain?
If you don't know, it's for your best. If you go to Sigil, you'll probably have to find out.
Oh, all right.
But she's not mean, as long as you don't make her mad.
Kinky.
Hmm.
How long have you been in Avernus?
Oh, not that long. 30 years.
It's longer than either one of us have been in existence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're so little. And she gives you little, like, condescending pats on the head. But they're still kind of sweet because she's so, like, sweet. She's like, she pulls out, like, a full file and starts going to work on your hooves. Like, she's like,
It's a
going to
farrier,
town
too.
on them.
Barrier. So I would imagine you'd know quite a bit about the lore around here.
Oh, I know a bit.
What do you know that other people might not willingly share about Azrael? Nope, I do not want to know about Gargoyle's cat. Zariel.
Sorry.
You see her shrug. I've never been too much interested in her. If she kills the demons, which is great, she's a devil, which is not so great.
Hmm.
What about Tiermont?
You see her go, She is a feisty one, that Tiamat.
That's rather specific. Have you met her?
Oh, I'm alive, so probably not. I think she's still trapped down in her area, which is good. You know, she guards the gate.
Where do the gates go?
Oh, to Dis.
Just
Yeah, level 2, the next one.
Ah.
isn't she a god? Why is she playing Cerberus?
Well, it's complicated. I don't know all the details. I just know she and Asmodeus have a real hate-hate relationship. I mean, love-hate relationship. Maybe it's a love-hate-hate relationship.
What about Tiamat and Zariel?
Yeah, they don't get along.
Oh,
Tiamat seems to think that she should be the Lord of Avernus. That's why they sent that bozo down here.
What bozo?
Oh, her, you know, that person from the material plane that is her most loyal servant.
Who's that?
I don't know. I've just heard the tell that they sent someone here.
They sent someone here. Who's they?
But Tiamat and the cultists.
Oh, they sent someone here?
Yeah, they sent someone here to help her.
to help Tiamat
Yeah.
against Zariel.
Well, maybe for against Zariel, but just in general, probably. She would either that, or I assume she probably would like to get back to material plane. I don't know if you heard about this, but a few years ago, she starts telling you all about a decade ago when she tried to make her way to the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
Is the story that you guys have heard from Phoenix.
Yep.
Would this most loyal servant be aware that they are useful in this manner?
I assume so, but I don't know. I haven't talked to Tiamat. I've just heard the rumors of her servant here. Her servant here who came with the with the great power. Something about an artifact that's very powerful and a cadre of friends.
Where did you hear these rumors?
Everyone talks to the barber.
That's a good point. Hmm.
Just gonna make a quick check and make sure, like, the name of the tent isn't Seville.
No, it says Bernie's.
Bernice.
BURNEY''S.
I'm scribbling notes. Hold on.
No, you're good.
It's okay. I've also been taking a lot of notes. So if we missed anything, I hope I got it.
Good.
Thanks, Pixel.
I have currently taken 3,605 words of notes on this
Oh
campaign.
my god. That's very interesting. If you hear anything else, I'd be very interested to hear what other people are saying about that situation.
Of course, yes.
Have you heard any rumors about a sword? Some fancy sword somewhere?
Not that I know of.
Hmm. Have you ever been to Fort Knucklebone?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's how I got this. And she points at her that I don't drive it, but I didn't have it. I ride along with the others. I don't like them really.
The others of the people at Fort Knucklebone.
Oh no, the other people in the convoy. I just tag along. I don't take up much room, and neither does my business. So.
Any advice for what might face it, or what we might face when we get there?
Be nice to Maggie.
Be nice to Maggie.
She will keep her word, but she isn't always the nicest.
Any particular favorite gifts?
Memories.
Memories?
Particularly traumatic ones.
Is she Fae?
Yes.
That checks.
Actually, infernal, I think. Let me check. Hold on. Fae adjacent, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Traumatic
imagine.
memories.
I'm probably once we've sold off. I'm assuming I'm probably now trying to find everyone else to get back to.
Fae adjacent, not actually Fae. It's not easy. This isn't that big of a place. It's very easy to find anyone here.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, Neil, you can find anyone who you like. No problem.
Oh, okay. But I guess I'll just head to where Temperance and Raven are.
You kind of walk in. Bernie goes, "Oh, another little one. Were you looking for a makeover? Only 1 gold."
There's not really much to make over, unfortunately.
Of course
I'm
there is.
I mean, you can always get a manicure. That's always nice. Do your nails.
I'm already very good at cleaning my own nails and looking after them myself.
It's about this time she finishes up with. She had already finished. She had just finished Raven, and she had been working on Temperance. And about that time, she finishes up Temperance's last nail, and she holds up a mirror. And honestly, you look stunning. She did an incredible job. We're talking like going to prom level. She did your hair, she did your makeup, your nails are done. You don't smell like sulfur and brimstone anymore. At least not for the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say till we walk outside.
Yeah.
Well, this is lovely. Bernie, was it?
Of course, yes, Bernie.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And for the gossip.
I will
my
hand over
favorite.
2 gold.
And she waves it off and slides 1 back to you. No tips. They're unethical.
Well,
Charge for work, that's it.
I might stop back later if you hear anything. As I said.
Please do. Yeah.
And Temperance is gonna be a bit distracted and kind of wander out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do the other 2 of you follow?
oh yeah, I follow.
Neil?
Yeah.
Yeah, Neil and Raven, as soon as you walk out, you forget everything about Bernie. You do not remember ever having interacted with her, having seen her, having gotten a manicure or a pedicure by her. You remember nothing.
So I should just strike out these notes.
No, I mean, because Temperance remembers.
Oh,
That-
weird.
That was weird.
Uh-oh.
Temperance is having some internet issues, it looks like.
Great.
Your face is
forget
just like
Temperance.
smiling.
Am I back?
It's back.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. God, stupid internet.
So,
was
Phoenix
weird.
is looking for whoever they. Not to interrupt whatever's about to happen, but Phoenix
I
is
think
looking
that's a
for
pretty good place
whoever
to
they.
end.
Okay.
yeah, so you go over to this. It's not hard to find. It's the place where all the clinking and clanking is. So
Yeah.
you go over and you see what. Phoenix, go ahead and roll me a
Oh, boy.
History or nature check.
They have the same modifier, I do believe. That is a 6.
Okay. Well, you don't know what this is, which you would think is out of character, or which you think is in character, but actually out of character for you, because you usually know what all the weird shit is. Somehow. We don't know
yeah.
how.
It's
you
real hit or
see
miss.
2 of these creatures that are manning an enormous forge with a dozen little men who are about, 1.5 feet, 2 foot tall, that are seemingly made of fire, and half a dozen sets of full animated armor that are all working on armor, weaponry, all kinds of that kind of stuff.
Okay. I can't type all of a sudden for some reason. Yeah, so I guess he just sort of walks in and says, like, hello, excuse me.
Hello. What can we do for you? As it slithers up to you, you feel the heat radiating off its body.
Is like his beard is sort of like waffling in the heat.
Yeah,
waves.
a little smoke.
Yeah. Well,
The
first
edges are
things
singed for
first.
sure.
I was wondering. He pulls the Hellfire Ickle out of his bag. I was wondering if this might be worth anything. It's not doing me any good.
Oh, very nice. Is the may I?
He sort of like, yeah.
He
hands it over
he
to be
picks it up
inspected.
gingerly, looks at it, checks the sharpness. Oh, this is a nice piece. Who did you have to kill to take it?
I honestly don't remember.
She doesn't.
Some
she
guy
and her
in
people
Chult,
do
I
not
think.
give it
I
up
don't
quite
know.
well.
It's been a while. Sorry, what was
Well, she said she and her people are not known for giving their treasures up.
that? Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Oh, well, this is a piece from a cultist of Tiamat. And
No
it
shit.
damns people to hell, and specifically under the service of Tiamat.
Oh,
Quite rare, as most of these would go into the normal infernal hierarchy.
Probably a good job that I didn't stab you with it.
yeah.
I'll give you 5 soul coins for it.
Yeah, okay.
He kind of looks around and then takes it and hands you the 5 soul coins
Well-
like he just committed robbery. All right, thank you. Yes. And he just like walks away with it before you can say anything else.
Sure. Great. Well, I'm assuming I can't move.
You cannot move.
What do they have for sale here? What can I get for 5 soul coins off of them?
So more or less, any uncommon magic item you want in terms of arms or armor. If it's armor or arms or armor,
Okay.
and it's uncommon or less, excuse me. They have it all the way up to very rare, but you can't afford that.
Right. Okay.
That's actually not true. They could get it for you. If you want it, they could get it for you.
Okay.
Make you a deal.
Yeah, they'll make you do.
Oh, right. Yeah, I understand. Okay.
So, and at that point, Mahadi does come up. By the way, my friends, I'm glad to see that you've enjoyed this. Before you come to dinner, I just wanted to give you something to think about. Now, just know, Mahadi is a very special person. I have all kinds of connections with people all across hell. I do have the ability to make even more powerful deals. Do you want a wish?
Don't think that any
Would
of
you
us
like near godlike power?
are really interested in making more deals.
But I think you might be. Especially if they could help you save that wonderful city of yours.
Not technically my city, so.
Yeah.
I also feel like the deals were what got the city into trouble in the first place.
Hmm.
And I feel like making more deals is not going to help.
Are you then you don't understand how things work here. It's hell! Everything works on deals.
Yes, well, we've got other options.
Of what
Not
are you
as-
speaking?
Unfortunately, my sweet, I cannot make you a deal, as yours is already called for.
Oh, I see.
What would be the cost
The cost is the same.
well, what would be the cost if I wanted to save one person?
The cost is always the same. But that is very doable. A true resurrection, 9th level spell?
No. To break somebody from the city's contract.
Oh, I can't do that. That is beyond my... I can't break a contract with a contract. That's not how it works. You have to have permission from all members of the contract to do that. You're little... That's out of my hands.
But if you can save El Terrell,
Well, they give you the tools to do it yourself. I can't just wave a wand.
Feel like we've got some tools to do it ourselves.
Really? You don't have this? And he pulls out these beautiful, immaculate white robes. Neil, roll an Arcana check at advantage.
that's an 18.
Cool. Yeah, these are the robes of the Archmagi. It's one of the most powerful magic items in all of existence.
And you're willing to trade that?
Of course, it's what I'm here for.
For what exchange?
Just some work.
What work?
Depends what you're good at. I help you do what you're best at. You can even open up a little market stall. I'll even let you do all your little stuff first before you do it.
I just feel like making a deal to make another deal is just not worth it.
Oh, don't listen to her. What does she know?
Apparently not a lot. I'm learning every day.
Exactly! So, and you see him wave his hand, a contract comes up, and your name is printed on the bottom. All you need to do is sign on the line.
Neil, don't sign that.
Don't you want to protect your friends? Because this doesn't just protect you. Or would you prefer, you see he waves his hand, and a big, beautiful, long wizard staff comes down that you recognize as the staff of the Archmagi.
Neil turns around to Bonnie and just looks at Bonnie and says, what if we could get Shay back?
And that's where we're going to end session for today.
Oh, well, damn. Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out for an early one for us. We appreciate that. We're going to do our usual sign off while I go try and find somebody to raid. So with that in mind, we're going to do our usual sign off. As I said, I'm going to throw it back to DocRobert.
Hi, everyone. I am Robbie, or DocRobert. I have been your dungeon master today, wheeling and dealing for all of our fun little compatriots here, making their lives just a little more complicated.
So mean.
You can find me in Bonus Mom's Tavern. And that's usually where you can find me on the internet. All right. Well, Pixel, you want me to skip you while you're looking, or are you ready to go?
No, I can go ahead and go. Hey, everybody. My name is Pixel. Today, I have been Phoenix Brightgrin, your apparently giving things away for less than they're worth dumbass dwarf today. Hope we don't need that thing later. It's fine. We're going to get some magic out of us for it. Probably. I hope. Anyway, you can also find me here at twitch.tv/HammerandPixel. I may be playing some Dead Space later tonight for sort of a spooky Saturday to go along with the Halloween season. And that's it for me.
Bonus Mom.
I am Bonus Mom. I have played Bonnie Mama, otherwise signed on the dotted line as Boniface Mamatre. And I hope that all of you enjoy your Halloween as we have enjoyed our costumes tonight. And vote. Please vote in the American election. It is crucial that you vote. I can't tell you how, but I'm telling you to vote and recommending that you vote for the continuation of our Constitution and our freedom. Thank you.
I can tell you how to vote. Don't vote for the idiot. Thank you. I will tell you how to vote if she can't. Anyway, McReese.
Hey guys, I am McReese, and I have been playing Raven Eugene LaFey, the tiefling druid who seems to be short a gold coin, but her hooves look really good. I can be found in Bonus Mom's lives, keeping things safe, and in the tavern, just hanging out.
Cam.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cam, or No Remark. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/no_remark. You can also find me somewhere in Bonus Mom's Tavern when I'm not working. I have been Neil Boggs, Goblin Wizard, particularly green today, or should we say Slime Face?
Oh, slime face.
And Kaylee.
Hey everybody, I'm Kaylee or Christy. You can find me all over the internet as Kaylee1999, including on Twitch and TikTok. And on Tuesday nights, you can find me streaming with Reality Break 20, where currently we are going through different virtual tabletops to try to find one that we want to use for our D&D next D&D campaign. I'm played Temperance, just Temperance, one word, no last name that she knows of. Air Genasi sorcerer who is really getting tired of this whole destiny thing. Yeah, that's me.
Alrighty, well, gang, thank you everybody for hanging out. We appreciate you all. We do have somebody to go raid. Real Men of the Gaming is doing a looks like a tabletop murder mystery charity stream. So that sounds fun. And so we're gonna send you guys over there. But in the meantime, do me a favor for Halloween, and until the next time I see you, vote. We're gonna deviate from our usual sign off here. But anyway, it means a lot to us that you guys hang out for our absolutely nonsense, batshit game that we play called Dungeons and Dragons. We appreciate it so much. Thank you for spending time with us, and we will see you in approximately 2 weeks. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trust. together they will write their own tale of glory, rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored. What was lost now shall be found. The price of